It'd be sad leaving this tournament behind until August, but it is what it is. Oh, hey guys, long time no see. CONCACAF Champions League, huh? Well, honestly, it feels like a while, to be honest. Well, honestly, it does feel like it was yesterday when I was covering the last quarterfinal game. It does feel good to come back. It's been a while. I mean, for God's sakes, even my hairstyle has changed. It's even got longer. Jesus, like, you guys seeing this? Like, look at all this hair. It's alright. I'll get a haircut soon, and I'll go back to this type of Jason. You'll see that phase again, okay? Just sit in the car and just wait, okay? So, yeah, welcome back, guys. Anyways, like I said, we had our first game of the semifinals, which was Rayados versus Cruz Azul. Now, in the 8th minute, Meza scores from an amazing pass from Rodriguez, as it was a great delivery as Gundinho misses and he's in no man's land. But Cruz Azul did have a chance in the 26th minute as they had numbers up, but unfortunately Escobar's shot goes wide and Monterrey survive. Now fast forward in the 64th minute as Cruz Azul, they tied up from great football as Pineda scores, but unfortunately the flag does come up and the goal is disallowed. Then in the 68th minute, Monterrey gets a huge chance as Rodriguez makes a great cross and Funes Mori makes a powerful header, but it is saved from Gundinho. Just class save as he gets his hand and saves it. It did look like he saved it from his fingertips, but he didn't, so yeah, good on him, I guess. But anyways, it ends as both teams had equal chances and very close chances as well. But it is Monterrey that strike first in the first leg, and Monterrey hold on a Cruz Azul team that were getting better and better later as the game was playing. So yeah, it should be interesting in leg 2 when it's in, I think, in the Estadio Azteca. They used to play in this other stadium, but I don't think they don't. They moved into the Estadio Azteca now. So, yeah, should be interesting. But you know what? I'll give my predictions to leg 2. Tomorrow, Jason will do it. And speaking of tomorrow, Jason, and speaking of Estadio Azteca, tomorrow, Jason, he's the lucky boy because he only gets the one and only MLS club that's in this tournament, and that's the Philadelphia Union. Not Columbus Crew, not Toronto. Oh, those are just terrible teams. But the Philadelphia Union. Well, they are 3rd place, I think, in the MLS standing. So, should be interesting. But hopefully, Philly gets the win. They made some good signings over the summer. They brought in this, Brazilian. He plays for Corinthians. But they brought him in on loan. Should be interesting. And especially how they're in mid-season form. And Club America, I think they're in their 3rd game of the Apertura. Yeah, I think it's called that. Anyways, I'm gonna take the camera and the microphone, give it to tomorrow, Jason. So, anyways, Jason, take it away. Take the camera, get on my face. Thank you, Jason. Now let's just look over to the most anticipated game, in my opinion, of the semifinals, which was Philadelphia Union versus Club America, or Club America. Now, anyways, speaking of Philadelphia Union, they did have an early chance in less than 90 seconds from Shabilko. I think it was a back heel, but unfortunately he misses. I think the game could have probably changed if he did score from that, but unfortunately after that, Club America did have a chance in the 10th minute from Sanchez's header, but it was saved from Andre Blake, who really was a big puzzle for Philadelphia Union tonight. But unfortunately for the Philadelphia Union, in the 16th minute, Richard Sanchez scores a rocket from a deflection. As before this whole thing, Club America were awarded a free kick. It's a free kick. It's deflected off the wall. Gives it to Richard Sanchez, and he scores a rocket and throws Andre Blake off. And Club America take the early lead. And the Philadelphia Union trail for the first time of the tournament. And to add insult to injury for the Union, in the 24th minute, Mbezo goes down from a rough challenge from Lainez, and he loses a tooth. But I think the worst part about it is that not only did the Union lose him, he was a good player. Like, he was really big into Philadelphia when they were pressing forward until that first goal. Then they just started pushing back. But yeah, he was a big player and they lost him. But I think the bigger part of it was that Club America didn't get a foul. So that's just terrible refereeing. But you know what, Philadelphia Union, come on in to the special clubs over here. I'm with LAFC over here because I guess you can call MLS clubs being CONCACAF. Yeah, but you know what? It's terrible refereeing, but it's CONCACAF. It's a daily basis. What do you expect? I mean, you saw LAFC with Club America in last year's semifinals. Anyways, back to the game, and it goes to the second half, and in the 76th minute, a Club American player falls in the box, and it wasn't counted as a penalty, but it went to VAR, and after review, it was given a penalty, and Aguilar takes it, and he scores a thunderous goal as Andre Blake goes the other way, the wrong way, and it's now 2-0. And honestly, you kind of feel bad for the Philadelphia Union because it's sad to see that the Philadelphia Union are down to 2 goals now because of their own selves, to be honest. I mean, the first one was a deflection from the wall. The second one, it was a clumsy challenge. Like, honestly, it sucks, but that blame's on them. I'm sorry. Anyways, in the first half, Coy Burke does go down by Aguilar, but unfortunately, Philadelphia Union, they were calling a penalty, but there wasn't a penalty. VAR was checking, but there wasn't anything found. It was mostly from the shoulders and a little shove, but there's no penalty, and the Union don't get maybe one away goal, and yeah, that's basically it. It's 2-0 now, and the Philadelphia Union have an absolute mountain to climb in the second leg at Subaru Park in Chester, Pennsylvania. So, like I said in the other video, if you guys remember, una montaña para escalar. The Philadelphia Unions, this game, probably one of the worst I've seen from the Union in a long time. I think, in my opinion, you know what? I'm going to let my good friends Ryan Anderson explain it because he really explained it really well.
This game was totally Philly. After that first goal went in, they gave up. They should have went for an away goal. They didn't. They played scared. They played careful. They didn't try to go forward. They didn't try to play the game in a way that would benefit them. They did not try to get an away goal. They did not try to play forward. I didn't see much out of Philly. They really just defended, especially when it was down 1-0. Maybe they thought they could have taken care of that at Subaru Park. But if I'm Jim Curtin, I'd be telling my guys, hey, you're down 1-0. Tie this game up. Brand new game. You play the game at Subaru, you probably should be just fine. The second leg. But no. Philly had a preseason form Club America. The roles were reversed. What did they do? They crumbled. They fell. They turtled. They did not play with teeth at all. They were toothless. This Philly team did nothing. Absolutely nothing. Club America ran their show. If they would have been worse defensively, it could have been 3 or 4, and it really should have been. Fidalgo, amazing player for Club America tonight. Fidalgo's man of the match. He was amazing. Up and down the wing, blazing down. You found a good player in him. Philly, besides Andre Blake, were drab. They were dull. They were horrible. They were absolutely horrible. Out of every game that I've watched an MLS team play a Mexican team this week, at least Kansas City against Leon, they didn't play their full team. That youth team fought. They knew they were hung out to dry and they fought. This isn't as bad as Leon, Kansas City. And they just laid down and died and took it. Disgusting. Depressing. And America played a good game, but you just went and took it.
Honestly, I couldn't agree with him anymore because I feel like the Philadelphia Union, I don't got that same feeling from them in April. They were so explosive. They were just throwing goals like it was nothing. Well, they were Atlanta and Saprissa, but after that first goal, they just stopped. Like, they just sit back and they didn't create chances. I mean, Jim Curtin, his playing game plan was, if there's chances, you take them. But they didn't. They didn't really take their chances because they didn't create any. Because all they did was just sit back. And unfortunately, they couldn't get an away goal, and they didn't want to. They just looked like a team that didn't take this game very seriously. So, yeah, now they got to go back to Subaru Park down 2 goals. And, yeah, they need to have a shutout and come back with 3 more goals if they want to go to a finals. Which, I mean, yes, Club America, okay, you come back from that, but, yeah. Finals, Liga MX, another Mexican team, but even harder. Don't get me wrong, Club America, they're a good team, but Rayados, every year that they're in this tournament, they always win. That's just, I don't know, I've always noticed that. Cruz Azul, they just came out of a Liga MX champion win, so, yeah, I don't know. It's tricky, but, like I said, una montaña para escalar. Oh, man, so while we're in this transition, let's just go to predictions. First game, leg 2, Philadelphia Union versus Club America. If they do come back, this, I will be honest with you, this will be the biggest MLS game, bigger than LAFC versus Club Leon, because Club Leon is not as big as Club America, and this is a semifinals. When LAFC came back, that was a round of 16. This is a semifinals. If they come back to go in the finals, you know how big that would be? And it'd be bigger if they won that whole thing, but I'm pretty sure not. So, I'm pretty sure. So, yeah, I think with this one, from the heart, somewhere in this corner, somewhere in this room, there's a little voice saying that maybe there's a chance the Philadelphia Union will come back. But we're in reality, and last time when I went with the heart, it was Guatemala, and we didn't even make it past the group stage. So, yeah, so I feel like in this one, it's going to be 1-0 Philadelphia Union. They won't, maybe they'll tie up, but I feel like they have to go back to what they did in April and mix it up. Like, get a concrete mixer and, like, mix it up with their mid-season form. Because if they go back to their formula and back in April and add that mid-season form, best team in MLS right now. Like, they can be better than the Revolution and Sounders and the Galaxy. So, yeah. But I don't think that's going to be true. So I'm going to go with 1-0. There's no comeback. Comeback, maybe there is, but that's like, no. The odds of that is high. Trust me. So, yeah, anyways, our next game is Monterrey versus Cruz Azul. I'm going to give it to Cruz Azul because Cruz Azul, they just won. Like, this is a team now that's changed. They can win titles now. No one's making fun of them. Like, they're the best Mexican team right now. So, and it's at Estadio Azteca now. It's back at home. So I feel like they're going to come back and they're going to turn this game around. And 2-0, maybe. Or maybe I might give it a 3-1. So, yeah, that's about it. I'm sorry if I spent a lot of time talking about the Philadelphia Union uh, versus Club America game. I apologize. Just wanted to get that out there. It was big. It's an MLS team and the only team other than Mexico. So you know what? I wanted to give it more spotlight. I actually did enjoy watching that game more than a Cruz Azul and Monterrey game. So, anyways, guys, I will now pass the phone to the other Jason of Leg Two and of the Club America versus Philadelphia Union. And that Jason will now be having AP Euro, Honors Chemistry, Broadcast class, and food food science. So yeah, should be interesting. And yeah, take it away, Jason, on who will be one of the finalists of the 2021 Scotiabank CONCACAF Champions League. Take it away, Jason. And that for sure was in the Philadelphia Union. And speaking of Philadelphia Union, let's go ahead and talk about the Philadelphia Union against Club America and that of leg two. Now, Philadelphia Union were coming into this game down 2 goals from the terrible play and terrible game that they were playing back in the Estadio Azteca back in August, if you don't remember. So they were coming into this game with trying to score more than 2 goals and not let Club America score. Now, there were chances from Philadelphia Union, I will say that, but honestly, it wasn't Philadelphia's Union's game, to be honest. I mean, they were missing Santos. I think he had a hamstring injury. Correct me if I'm wrong. So they were coming into this game without one of their key players, and yeah, you kind of have to feel bad for the Philadelphia Union, as just this game was basically Memo Ochoa's game. He was, as much as I hate him, he's an idiot, to be honest. I mean, it's been almost a year, and I still can't get over what he did in LAFC. He's such a fraud. He's just terrible. I hate him for what he did back in 2020. I mean, we lost all to West because of him. So, yeah, he sucks. But tonight, he was amazing. So, first half, it was basically scoreless. It was basically just Club America just holding back and sitting back as they were trying to hold off Philadelphia. And Philadelphia, they had a lot of chances. Kasper Shabilko had a chance, but they either missed the target or Memo Ochoa got the save. Now, in the second half, early in the second half, Philadelphia Union are rewarded a penalty as it was like a denial of goal scoring. Now, I think, in my opinion, it's a denial of goal scoring, and that should have been a red card. I don't know where in that mind of VAR and refereeing did they think that's not a red card, because it is. Like, denial of goal scoring, that's a red card. Like, and it is Montero that takes it, but it is Memo Ochoa. Like I said, Memo Ochoa, this was his game tonight. He was a key player in making Club America get a clean sheet, and he saves Montero's shots, but Philadelphia Union do get a rebound, and that is still saved into Memo Ochoa. And after this, I feel like later down, as the second half started going, Club America, they stopped sitting back and they actually started attacking now. And that, unfortunately for the Philadelphia Union, in the 79th minute, Benedetti, he scores as Andre Blake. He just can't save it. He does save it, but the shot is just too powerful for him. And I feel like in this goal, to be honest, I feel like what Philadelphia Union, their mind was set was going, that they just already gave up. They just looked like a team that they gave up. I mean, you could tell, especially that the penalty miss. Like, that was a big opportunity. If that penalty went in, the game could have been a whole lot different. Who knows? Maybe Club America would have started attacking earlier instead of late in the game, but who knows? Benedetti scores, like I said, and yeah, that was basically the TKO for Philadelphia Union on moving on. And then Henry Martin puts the icing on the cake as he scores in the 3rd minute of stoppage time, and just the terrible defense. The defense, like I said, I feel like it was just Philadelphia Union. They just quit. They just didn't have a reason to play for the finals, to be honest. So, yeah, it was a terrible goal, and yeah, it sucks for the Philadelphia Union. But I feel like this is the same problem that's been going for them this whole season, and that is they don't really have a number 10, to be honest. Ever since Brendan Aronson left, it's been I don't know. It's early in the year. I wouldn't be saying this, but that hole it hasn't been filled. When you look at early in the season, it was Santos, Casper Shabilko, Montero. Those it honestly looked like they were the best forwards in MLS this whole season. It was going to be the best forwards this whole season, but as the months gone on, and we're in on September right now, they just don't look like the same people as early in the year. They just haven't. And when you look at Philadelphia in league play, they've been struggling. They've lost to DC United. They've lost to just easy teams, to be honest. I think they lost to Inter Miami one game. So, yeah, they've not been having a good record. And I think as of right now, they're in ninth place. So, yeah, I don't know. That weekday off, that might have been good for this Club America game, but, the gamble, it really didn't pay off since, they lost the game and then move on. So, yeah, it sucks. It's a disappointing loss, but good on Club America, to be honest, because I feel like they really did not want to lose again to another first-year team as they did last season, where they lost to LAFC, and they probably wouldn't like it as well to conceded the 2 goals and Philadelphia made a comeback. I bet you not. They wouldn't want that to happen again, like LAFC did when they came back from a 1-goal lead. But yeah, so good on them, on Club America, for just demolishing Philadelphia Union. Good on Philadelphia Union, a first-year team. They have done a lot more than what Atlanta United have done this whole tournament in their history. So good on them in their first season, making it all the way to the semifinals and putting up a fight with one of the best teams in the Western Hemisphere. So it's a disappointing loss, but you know what? I see it as a win if you make it all the way to the semifinals. It would have been amazing for them to become the 5th MLS team, but we will have to wait for the next season. But it's not a surprise, in my opinion, to be honest, because I really didn't see them making it this far and really making it to the finals, especially this year's MLS team. This year's MLS teams, they're not good. Philadelphia Union, they're struggling right now. Atlanta, well, they've been having a resurgence, but they were terrible earlier this season. Toronto, absolutely terrible. Columbus, absolutely terrible. They've been struggling as well. And Portland Timbers, which, I mean, have had a little bit of a renaissance, but they've been struggling before. It was before July. So yeah, it's a disappointing loss, and good on. I mean, congrats on Philadelphia, but it's a terrible way to go out. I know, but man, that's what happens when you play against a Liga MX team. So yeah, good on Club America. So now tomorrow, Jason will take care of the last game of the semifinals. Finally, no more of this whole long waiting, and we finally get our finalists. So we finally got one, which is Club America. Now tomorrow, Jason, we'll see the last finalists for the 2021 Scotiabank CONCACAF Champions League. So I will now take the camera and microphone to tomorrow, Jason. Take it away, Jason. Thank you, Jason. Now, let's get into the brilliant game of Cruz Azul versus Rayados, or Monterrey, whatever you want to call it. So, anyways, this game was pretty much a Rayados dominance, to be honest. Now, in the 7th minute, Meza, he does score off a brilliant ball, great play from Monterrey, as he now has 4 goals. He's 1 goal away, I think, from tying Shabilko's goal record right now. So, yes. Now, there was an offside little argument, if Funes Mori was offside because he was, I don't know, people were saying he was offside when he had the ball, but it stands. And after that, Cruz Azul do make a fast response in the 10th minute as Pineda, he does score off a free kick, and Rayados' goalkeeper, he's a bit too late. I think he was thrown off on that. And after that, in the 17th minute, Vergara, he scores a brilliant goal in the right side of the box. And, I mean, it's been less than 20 minutes, and Rayados, they already have about 2 away goals, and Cruz Azul, I mean, it's just a total collapse in them. Now, after a couple of minutes, Funes Mori, yes, the guy that really hasn't been really lucky this season, especially for Mexico and this team, but he finally did get his first goal, or so they thought, as it was offside. Everyone was saying it was offside, but it did take a turn for the worst for Cruz Azul, as it was going to VAR, and it went to VAR, and after a very, very long review, it was overturned, and finally, Funes Mori does get his first goal of the tournament. And speaking of Funes Mori, in the 52nd minute, he scores again from a brilliant play from Rayados. They just cut it away, Cruz Azul's defense. Like, it was just nothing. It was just, man, what an embarrassment for Cruz Azul, as they just got pummeled at their home. Now, speaking of home, in the 60th minute, the play was stopped as there was discrimination. I think there was a bit earlier, but it did went to phase 2, which the match was suspended, and I think it was suspended for about 15 minutes. But after that, it was back running, and after that, no one does score. And I mean, no, I don't even think Monterrey need to do anything, and they really didn't, as it ended up just being 1-4 and 1-5 on aggregate, and it will be Monterrey against Club America in the CONCACAF Champions League Finals, and Cruz Azul and the Philadelphia Union, they will be, well, Philadelphia Union, both of them will be staying home. So, yeah, that's it. We finally got our finalists, which is Monterrey or Rayados against Club America. Now, let's just give a quick prediction, because, you know, I was the lucky one who got today's game. So, Monterrey against Club America. Club America, they are one of the best teams as of right now in Liga MX. I think they're in the top of the table. But when you look at Rayados, they absolutely demolished, deconstructed this poorly sided Cruz Azul team. And they just, Cruz Azul, this was a team of a couple of months ago that just beat Santos Laguna, and they finally won Liga MX for the first time since 1996. So, correct me if I'm wrong. So, yeah, man, Monterrey. And speaking of Monterrey, every time that they're always in this tournament, they always win. So, proving my side, it's just proving my points. And I don't know. When I did my predictions, I mean, I showed the brackets. I did put both of these teams, and I put Monterrey, and I still stand by that. Monterrey, Rayados, they're just so good. They are just absolutely phenomenal in this tournament. But if Club America, they might turn this around. All right, I know they're gonna be away. Even if Philadelphia Union won, both of these teams, they still would have had to gone to either Mexico and Mexico City or Monterrey with Rayados. So, I mean, it's a lose-lose situation for Philadelphia Union. You lose to Club America, but then you have to go to Mexico and probably lose to that. So, yeah. So, for America, Club America, I mean, you're going away, but, you know, if Rayados did it in the Estadio Azteca, then maybe they can do it too when they go to the Estadio BBVA. So, yeah, that's about it. Those are my predictions, guys. So, anyways, guys, that's about it for this semifinals. I'm sorry for just a long wait. I just wanted to make one video. So, yes, guys, I will see you guys in October for the 2021 Scotiabank CONCACAF Champions League. See you guys next time. See you guys. See you in October. Let's go.